right, so Sean, nice to see you today. Dr. Shaker. I know we haven't had lab together, but this is kind of fun, at least for me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show your classmates how I would palpate those two internal rotators that I just showed on the skeleton. They are the gluteus minimus and the tensor fasciae lata. They fall in front, okay, of that vertical axis. They're both innervated. That means the nerve that supplies them is the gluteal nerve, okay? So they are going to, can I put my hands on you? Turn the femur internally. Can we all agree that this is internal rotation? Okay? So you were just kidding this morning on the quiz? Were you all just kidding? When you called it things like lateral rotation and adduction and abduction, you're kidding? Okay. Joke taken. All right? So does this make sense? This is internal rotation. Can anybody not see that this femur, go ahead, internally, can you see how the femur is turning? The transverse plane is now here because he's not in anatomical position. But Sean, go ahead and stand up for me. If he stood up, you see how my plane is still in the same? We can all agree that this is the transverse plane. Okay? Now I'm not going to move my hand, but Sean's going to sit down. Okay? And this is still the transverse plane. Top and bottom. It's going to divide you into a top and a bottom. Okay? North is always north on a map. Even if you hold it upside down, you can't make it south. The transverse plane is always going to divide you into a top and a bottom portion. Even if you're not looking like you're in, right now this looks like it's the frontal plane. But you're not, it's not, because you're not in anatomical position. So that femur is doing this. Yep, go ahead, do that. When he internally and externally rotates. Okay? So right now we'll look at internal rotation. All right? Can you slide down towards me a little? Will that still be okay, Jen? Yeah. Okay. So I know the TFL attaches to the anterior superior iliac spine, and I know how to find that. Now I need to go distal because the muscle comes this way. Got to try to visualize the muscle. If I'm palpating it up here, I'm not on that ASIS anymore. I need to be between the attachments, okay? I also know, go ahead straighten in here real quick, thank you, that the minimus, the gluteus minimus, attaches from the iliac crest down to the greater trochanter. So somewhere in here are going to be my two internal rotators, okay? Now remember, 3 times, okay, you're going to do this motion, okay? Oh, that's so good, Sean. Put your hand right where my hand was. Feel anything? Big time, huh? Yeah. Easy squeezy if you're in the right location, okay? That's most likely primarily your tensor fasciae lata, okay? So what's my rule for giving resistance? What direction? If he's internally rotating, which way do I want to try to move him? Into external rotation. I got a little problem here. If I do it this way, that's like Indian sunburn, okay? And so I'm going to have to break a rule. Last week I said don't cross a joint. We resisted the hip flexors, the abductors, the extensors, the adductors. Today I have to break a rule. I'm going to come down here and make it hard for you to internally rotate your femur, okay? And so because my lever arm, these muscles attach up here, my lever arm is all the way down here, Girl Scout fingers. Girl Scout fingers, okay? So the first time, I'm not going to give any, but it looks like I'm going to. Go ahead and perfect. The second time, a little slower please, little bit of resistance. And then the third time, a little bit more. Each time my fingers are feeling the internal rotators, and I'm giving a little, tell them how much resistance I was giving.
Wasn't much?
Not much. I don't need to. Tensor fascia lata, gluteus minimus, gluteal nerve. We are resisting internal rotation with external rotation force. Go do it, okay?